Hello and welcome to our lesson today, boys and girls, and I am excited for us, okay? We are doing day 2 of distance learning and day 2 of learning about nonfiction texts. So without further ado, we're gonna get into it. I have 2 books that we're going to look at today. The first one is called Animal Bites, Baby Animals, and the second one is Inside the Lungs. Now, these are, I'll let you take a look, okay? They are both, what do you think what kind of books they're gonna be? Okay, they're both non-fiction books. Here is the cover of this one, and I picked this book for a few reasons, which I will talk about momentarily. And then I figured we would love this book because we all love cute little baby animals. Okay? So this is also nonfiction. We are going to dive in to understand nonfiction a little bit more today by focusing on photographs that are in nonfiction books, illustrations, and that's going to be a little interesting for us. And then something new that I think we've all seen before, but haven't possibly put a name to the term. And the term we're going to be learning about is this thing called captions, okay? Without any more waiting, we're going to start with photographs. Now, they both have photographs on the cover, right? We have an actual dog. It is a real life puppy. We have a baby lemur, and then we have little chicks or birds or doves, something, but it is a live animal, okay? And then in this book, it's interesting and different because notice there are pictures. However, is that real right there or is that drawn? Okay, we can probably guess that that's a drawing. Same thing with that diagram or illustration, I should say. Same thing here. This is supposed to be a pair of lungs, but it's definitely a drawing. Oh, but look at right there. We have a real life girl blowing bubbles. And then we also have another person that is in a photograph here. Okay, so that is interesting how a text that is about real life things and is not fake, so nonfiction, can have drawings as well as photographs. All right. So on this sheet of paper, I'm going to write in a definition for us for photographs within a nonfiction text, okay? So I'm going to write down that photographs give us a clear image of what we are reading about. And what it looks like. Okay, so that means that a photograph that you're going to see in a nonfiction text is going to have to do with the nonfiction text. I can assume or guess when I read the title, Baby Animals, and I see the pictures, the photographs. When I open that book up, what do you think I'm going to see? Am I going to see dinosaurs, or am I going to see old people, or elderly animals that are, you know, old? Probably not. I think I'm gonna see cute little fuzzy, or maybe not so fuzzy, baby animals, okay? So let's open this up and take a look. First page. There is definitely an animal there. All right, second page. The book hasn't totally started, but here after this title page, or this cover page, we can guess after this, we're going to get into the book. And I definitely see photographs, okay? I see a photograph of a baby owl, and we call that an owlet. So I see that. Let's just take a picture walk to the next page and see what other photographs are here. Oh, now I think this is interesting, okay? So I have a huge photo that is on this page and this page of that bird, you see? But I also notice, what do you think? We see another picture right here in front of that background photo. And what else? Is there any other photos? If you're thinking Miss D right here, you are totally right. And even on the bottom, we have a lot of photographs, and that is why I picked this book for us, because we are definitely able to look at and notice how the author decided to make this nonfiction text, okay, and how they used all these photographs to help give us knowledge and understanding about these animals. All right, so I'm going to set that down for a second. And we're going to jump into illustrations. So illustrations is something that is very important within a nonfiction text, because when we think illustrations, and I know for me sometimes too, since I haven't visited some of these things with first graders before, it's kind of tricky, because when you think of illustrations, you think of someone's drawing, like how we illustrated our gingerbread story. However, in a nonfiction text that gives us cold facts and the truth about things, there can be hand-drawn illustrations, okay? Now, what the illustrations are going to be about is going to be different from our gingerbread stories. People are not going to be drawing a gingerbread man running around talking to foxes and cows, okay? Like this book, Inside the Lungs, they have drawings that are fun for us to look at as a reader, but also get the point across with helping us learn about the lungs and how they work. So we're going to get into that next, but I'm going to write down my definition here first. And I am going to write that illustrations can be used in non-fiction to help us better understand topics we are learning, or, now this is important too, or illustrations can be used to zoom in a lot on something. Maybe even things that is hard for us to get pictures of, but people can draw it, okay? So I'm going to include that. So topics we are learning, or for the author to zoom in on specific details. Okay. So I'm going to set my markers down, and then we're going to look at the illustrations in this book. Okay, so like I told you, we have our first page. An illustration, again, is not a photograph, okay? It's a picture, but it's a picture that is drawn. So the lungs are drawn, that's drawn. This close-up, like a zoom in of some sort of body part that's probably in the lungs, is zoomed in. Okay. And already on the very, very first page, it says your body. And then we have, ooh, is that a real life person or is that a drawing? I'll give you a second to think. I'm sure you all said, Miss D, psh, that's totally a drawing. And you are right, my loves. But look over here. Are these drawings? No, they are real life pictures of people. Okay. And then, now this I would say is more of an author's choice because there is a picture here and this right here says all about the lungs. So I can guess, I can assume, I can use clues within my nonfiction text. And I can say to myself, this is probably supposed to be a pair of lungs, okay? Now, is that a picture? Or is that a CAT scan of someone's lungs or something, or an x-ray? I don't think so. I think it's a drawing. But notice all the detail, and notice how this is the outside of what a lung looks like. But then this side, it looks like they sliced it open and you can see the different arteries and veins that go all around your lungs, okay? So this is an illustration, boys and girls. This is the next page and it says, breathe in. I'm not going to read this for you today since we're looking at the illustrations, but that is also an illustration of a person and how they breathe in and what those certain passages for air are. And there's also an illustration for a baby. Okay, so I think you are beginning to understand and get a little bit of an idea for nonfiction texts. There are photographs, there are illustrations drawn in some of these factual books, which is very interesting, okay? So sometimes that can make us be like, is this a fictional book since there are illustrations like we have in some of our short stories and stuff? Or can it be a nonfiction text that still has those illustrations but has writing and details that are all factual? Okay? Now for the last part. I'm sure you're all jumping out of your seats very excited. We are going to go on to captions. And now, captions is something that is a major clue when we're reading. Sometimes when we read factual books, like even for Miss D, I am not a doctor, okay? I know how to teach things to people. However, I'm not an expert on lungs, so I use text features like captions to help me better understand what I am reading and what I am seeing. So when I open a book, I see photographs and illustrations. Now, without reading a huge paragraph that maybe has a lot of big words or words that I don't see every day, because like I said, I'm not a doctor. I probably don't understand some of the words in this book. Looking at a caption can help me understand, or at least help me understand what is going on in the picture in the photograph in the illustration. So this will make sense in a second. If you're like, huh? Don't worry, stay with me. I'm going to show you an example. But first we're gonna write down this definition here. And I did also try and use caption format. So let's say, so I'm gonna write the, what a caption is, and it explains the picture that is above it. So I'm gonna do that down here. It explains the picture that, it's getting a little tricky to write down here, is by it. Now I changed my wording because I had written down here, it explains the picture that is above it. I'm not going to write that word above it because, as you'll notice, most of the times the picture can be above the caption, okay? But that's not always the case. So I am going to use my baby animals book as an example, and I'm going to give you an example here. So let's say I am going to draw a cat, okay? Drawing a little kitty. I know some people in the class have cats, so you can pretend it's your cat that you're reading about in an informational text, maybe about the breed of the cat. So we'll say this cat is holding, unfortunately, we'll say it's holding a mouse. All right? So the cat, we'll say in this picture, my illustration of my nonfiction book that I just drew an illustration of, the cat was hunting and it caught food, which was a mouse. So we see the cat, it's holding the mouse, we're good to go. We can write our caption. Now remember, a caption explains the picture that is by it. So I'm going to write a cat will catch its own food when it's hungry. Okay? And this is a hungry cat. So let's get into our book here. And I post-it noted some of these pictures. So this first one is very adorable, and fun fact, this is a Angora rabbit, more specifically in English Angora, from when it's a baby to when it's an adult. And I actually had 2 English Angora rabbits growing up. Now, back to business. We have the picture of the fluffy bunny, but we're looking for captions. So we're looking for something that is going to explain the picture and is near it. Now remember, is my caption 5 paragraphs long and as long as our gingerbread story? Definitely not. It's like a short little snippet that is going to help us understand that picture or that illustration, okay? So I see a caption right here that drops down. It says, the soft coat is called wool, all right? And then we have ears that move from side to side, which helps the Angora hear noises from any direction, okay? And if we go on, we can also find a caption right here by this cat. So there's a picture of an adult cat, and it says, all grown up. So it's going to describe this picture a little bit for us. It says, adults grow to more than 3 feet long and weigh up to about 18 pounds. The lion-like mane around the neck grows very long and fluffy. So that's what I read right there. So those are captions. Okay. So it's going to help to explain the picture a little bit more. And it's not going to be a long, drawn out paragraph. It's going to be just a little bit. And you'll be able to, as you get more familiar with nonfiction books, you'll be able to see some different ways that authors organize that information, how they use their photographs, how they use those illustrations, and how they use captions. So here is our visual. I will post this, and you are now free to go ahead and start your lesson on Seesaw. Basically, what you'll do is you'll see some pictures, and you'll have to go ahead and match the picture or illustration with the correct caption, okay? I hope you all are doing fabulous today and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!